Hey guys! So today I'm going to be talking about the Pretty Little Liars season 6 finale, and I'm actually not freaking out that much today, and that's because I've now watched the episode twice. Last night I did try to film a reaction video when I just finished watching the episode for the first time, and I was freaking out so bad that I wasn't making any sense, and so I decided to go to sleep because it was the middle of the night when I watched it. I went to sleep and then I woke up again, watched the episode, and I've had time to process some things so I can talk about the episode in a more coherent way than I normally do. And so, yeah, I'm all prepared. I made notes on my iPod. I'm wearing my Spoby shirt right now. And yeah, so let's get to it. I'm just going to talk about everything in order because when I was watching the episode, I actually remembered to make notes this time so that I had things to talk about. Normally, when I make these videos, I'm kind of all over the place trying to talk about things, but I'm prepared today. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is the Karasimi group in general because I don't understand that at all. I don't really remember what they said about it earlier in the season or anything, so I need to look back at that again because I really forget what the Karasimi group is all about, so need to look into that again. Next thing I want to discuss are Toby's glasses because I think that they are adorable. Like, yes, Toby, get it, you have to wear glasses now. Next thing, Caleb can build an electric fence, question mark. Emily's all like, so Caleb, how do you know how to build an electric fence? And he's like, I googled how to make an electric fence. And I'm like, he put this together all by himself. That was one of the things I was like really questioning in the episode for some reason. Like, how come Caleb can build an electric fence? I don't know. Apparently you can Google it and it'll just tell you. So for future reference, guys, if you ever need to know how to make an electric fence, you can probably find it from Google. Also, dead Mrs. De Laurentiis. Creepy as fuck. Not gonna lie. So the first time I watched the episode when Allison was in the house alone and she sees Mrs. De Laurentiis for the first time, I missed it because I looked away for like a second and I missed the entire thing. The second time I watched the episode, I saw it. Oh my god, I actually jumped. That is so creepy. No wonder Allison thought she was going insane because that is really, really creepy. Especially when technically it was a real person standing there and it wasn't just her imagination. That is so freaky. Next thing is emoji. So you know the way we were all like, oh my god, what's going on with this like new villain? They are using emojis, like what's the deal with that? And then Caleb called them emoji, and I really applauded him for that. I thought that was funny. Yeah, also, now that the Pretty Little Liars are old enough to drink, it seems they are never not drinking wine. This is something I picked out in the episode when Ari and Emily were together. They were drinking wine, and it kind of got me thinking about the wine mums again. Is this just a thing that the female cast of Pretty Little Liars likes to do? They gather around and drink wine. I've seen someone on Tumblr complain about that. Like, now that the liars are old enough to drink, they put way too much focus on that, which I actually think they do. I didn't really think about it that much while watching the series, but yeah, they do drink a lot of wine now that they are old enough to drink. So, yeah, that's a thing. Um, okay. Next thing, why was Allison seeing Wilden in particular as well as Mrs. De Laurentiis? I didn't understand why specifically Wilden and not like every other dead character on Pretty Little Liars. Like, for me, I was kind of expecting Allison to start hallucinating like everyone that had died in Rosewood and like all of them sort of blaming her for their deaths. But why in specific Wilden? I don't know. That was one thing I was like, why is she imagining Wilden? Which was also really creepy, by the way. But yeah, I don't know why Wilden in particular out of all the other people that could have been seen, because it could have been like Ian or Garrett or Maya or like any other person who's died on the show. But no, just Mrs. D and Wilden. So yeah, I don't really know what that's about either. And then, ooh, Spencer said I love you to Caleb, and Caleb didn't say anything back. Wow, guys, that was unexpected. And I think we were all like, oh my god, Caleb, you're supposed to say it back. What's wrong with you? Even though we kind of all know what's wrong with him. It's because he's still in love with Hannah. I'll talk about that in a second. But seriously though, like, Spencer says I love you and all he can do is like smile and walk away. Like, if I was Spencer, I'd be a little bit heartbroken that he didn't say it back or didn't say anything back, really. Like, if someone tells you they love you, you kind of expect some kind of response other than like a smirk and then walking away. I don't know. Caleb, you got issues. I'm coming for you in a minute. Um, so yeah, then we talk about the ships. I'm gonna talk about all the ships right now because this episode, oh my gosh, everything happened, guys. I mean, it basically started with Ezra and Arya. They finished the book and then they got together and there was a really hot sex scene. Guys, oh my god, I was like freaking out. I was living because I think that Ezra are amazing. I love them together and I'm so glad that they got back together. Like this is just what I needed, guys. I needed my ships to get back together, and in this episode, everyone practically was back together. But I also have issues with that right now. So, yeah. First of all, yay for Ezria. Really excited about that. Excited for it to continue. I know that Arya was like dating that guy, but was she really dating that guy? Like, I'm pretty sure, I forget his name. He's not important. But the guy that Arya was dating, I'm pretty sure that was over. Either way, I didn't really like him that much anyway. So, yeah, I just want Ezria to get back together. Now let's talk about Caleb, because I mean, guys, that breakup scene, that whole like thing, the flashbacks. Oh my heart, I was so upset, guys. Like, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like Hannah always being busy with work and Caleb not like liking that, and so they ended up breaking up. But that was so sad. Like, and then Hannah came back for him, and then he was just gone, and it was just like, ah, guys, Caleb is a thing. And then they kissed, and it was like, oh my gosh. So, is Hannah going to get married? Like, still, even though we don't really know what's going on with Hannah right now, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But basically, Hannah and Caleb kissed, and it's like, so Caleb was really still in love with Hannah. Maybe that's why he didn't say that he loved you to Spencer. But like, I have such issues with Caleb right now because at this point in time, it's like he's literally just cheated on Spencer with Hannah, and at the same time, he's like also kissed Mona at some point. Like, Caleb's a little bit of a man whore. More so than like the rest of the group, all like everyone else cheating on everyone else. Like, Caleb is the worst because he like broke up with Hannah, then he got with Spencer, then he kissed Hannah, but sometime between Hannah and Spencer he also kissed Mona. Like, when is this like gonna end, Caleb? Like, I feel like someone is gonna find out that Caleb and Spencer, not Caleb and Spencer, but Caleb and Mona had a thing, and then the whole like world's gonna explode because literally the only downside to everyone, like all the ships getting back together, is that they've already been dating other people, and that's going to cause a lot of problems in the friend group, especially because of Caleb, because Caleb's just been hooking up with everyone. So yeah, don't really want to see the fallout for that. Toby and Spencer didn't actually kiss or anything, but we learned that they're both really good teachers because they seem to remember everything that they've taught each other. So yeah, like, Spencer and Toby were literally the only ones that didn't like kiss, but they did spend a lot of time together. They had some cute moments. Toby's relationship with Yvonne seems to be on the rocks right now because Toby had to leave the election party to go help with Spencer. So, not really sure what's going on with that. I want Spoby to get back together, hence the t-shirt right now. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. And then also Emily and Allison. Well, I think that the whole fandom has given up on the whole Emerson thing right now, but they did spend a lot of time together in this episode, which I thought was adorable. And I don't really have much else to say about that. Like, I think we're all still really hoping that there's a chance for Emerson, but who knows. After that, I've talked about all the ships. That's been great. Also, Mona the Stalker. Guys, Mona just kind of walked in and was like, I am going to stalk Spencer and Toby throughout this episode. She didn't really give a reason. She was just kind of like, to Spencer, I haven't been the enemy in a really long time, so you should trust me. And it's like, do we trust Mona? Do we know what's going on with Mona? And then whenever she like follows Spencer and Toby to the place where they were with Hannah, like, and they were all together crowded around the laptop, and Caleb's all like, why'd you bring her? And Mona's just like, they didn't, I just followed them. Like, what's Mona's deal? I mean, I love Mona. I think she's great, but I guess she kind of just wants to be involved in things. I don't really know, but I guess you can't just keep her out of things. She's gonna find out one way or another, so you might as well just include her in your plans. So yeah, Stalker Mona. After that, ooh, okay. getting into the real reveals of this episode. So up until like all of that stuff happening, I was kind of not impressed with the episode. I mean, yes, I was living because all my ships were getting back together. I was emotional because of the Hannah and Keela breakup scene, but really nothing had happened, and I was kind of like, okay, so when are we gonna find out about the twin? Because this whole big thing was like there's gonna be a twin reveal, and so when are we gonna get into that? And we finally sort of start to get into that whenever Spencer, Toby, and Mona are underground Radley, and they're going to the secret room, and they find a Radley file, because who at this point has not been in Radley at one point in their lives in Rosewood? Like, literally, it seems like everyone was a patient at Radley one time or another. So they find a Radley patient file, and they find this person called Mary Drake, and it's like, okay, well, who's that? And they find out that Mary had a child when she was in Radley, and that it was Charlotte, aka Charles, and that Charles was adopted by the De Laurentiis family. So, who the heck is Mary? Is really what you're asking. So yeah, we gotta find out who that is. And then we find out that Allison, because she's been seeing visions of Wilden and her mother, she decides, I need to get help. So she decides to check into a mental facility, which I didn't want. I mean, I think it's kind of crazy to see how much Allison has changed ever since she came back on the show, because for the longest time we've only known her as this popular, bitchy, like Regina George type girl, and to see her like come back and change dramatically, she's definitely not the same person she was back in season 1 whenever she disappeared. Like, so many things have happened in her life. She's been through a lot. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she decided to check into a mental facility. I do think maybe that is a good thing for her, but at the same time, it's not a good thing, because really she wasn't going crazy. She was being tricked. So I don't know how to feel about that. Obviously, things are going to come out, and Allison's going to realize that she should not be in a mental facility, but she's not going to be able to get out of that mental facility, because they're like, you know, just because you're willingly, voluntarily going into this thing doesn't mean that you can just walk out whenever you want. So don't really know what's going to happen with that. Allison in a mental asylum. Literally every other De Laurentiis has been in Radley at one point, so I'm not surprised that that's going to happen, but we'll see what goes on with that. Still didn't really want it to happen, but it's happening, so yeah. That as well. And then, ooh, okay. Actual reveals going on right now. Okay, so we find out who Mary Drake is. Turns out that Mary Drake is Mrs. De Laurentiis' twin. What, guys? I was literally freaking out at this point, because I didn't want to get my hopes up for this reveal or anything, because we've all been there for the last few reveals, and it's kind of just been like, what the fuck is this? What kind of reveal is this? That kind of thing. So I was trying not to get my hopes up about this one, but guys, I was seriously not expecting that. I know there were some people who were expecting it, but I wasn't at all, because I was just kind of like, what the hell? Mrs. De Laurentiis has a twin. Why is this happening? So there was that. And also, Dr. Rowlands is in on it, and I knew he couldn't be trusted. I was like, this guy wanting to randomly get married to Allison and like just coming in, like, he seems suspicious as fuck. So really glad that he can't be trusted, and I knew he was suspicious. So that's going on. Also, I noticed that whenever Rowlands like took off his mask and it was revealed to be Rowlands and not Wilden, like, I noticed that Wilden and Rowlands look similar. What's the deal with that? Don't really know. It was kind of weird. And obviously Mary was like dressed up as dead Mrs. De Laurentiis, and it was kind of weird. What is Mrs. De Laurentiis' name, by the way? Because I keep calling her Mrs. De Laurentiis, but I know like she has a name. I just forget what it is. So yeah, that's what's going on. In my head, I kind of think that Mary killed Mrs. De Laurentiis. Not really sure why she would kill Mrs. De Laurentiis, but I feel like that happened. And like Dr. Rowlands now owns like 51% of the Karasimi group, and I still don't understand what that's about. Like I said at the start of this video, I don't really know what the Karasimi group does. So yeah, basically, Rowlands and Mary Drake have been working together to get revenge for Charlotte, and yeah, because Dr. Rowlands was in love with Charlotte, which is kind of weird. and the fact that he like married Allison because he loved Charlotte. Like, what is going on, guys? I literally have no idea. But yeah, so basically, Mrs. De Laurentiis kidnaps Hannah because they set up a trap trying to catch whoever A was, who they still think is Sarah Harvey, but it's not Sarah Harvey, it's Mary Drake, Mrs. De Laurentiis' twin. And she breaks in, takes Hannah, because obviously they think like Hannah killed Charlotte, so obviously they want to get revenge for that, which is understandable. That's kind of how like that makes sense, but then I'm still trying to piece everything together. Don't really know if I'm making sense, but okay. So yeah, I'm nearly at the end now. Basically, Rollins and Mary take Hannah, and then we see her in the bell tower, and she's being dragged along, and she looks dead. But I really hope that Hannah's not dead. Guys, Hannah can't be dead. Like, literally, this was the whole big thing of the night. It's like, screw the twin reveal. The whole thing is that Hannah's not dead. She looks dead, but she's not dead. Because if she's dead, what the hell? Is all I'm gonna say. Like, she can't be dead. I refuse to believe that. Hannah did not sacrifice herself for this shit. Honestly. But yeah, so she looks dead. And I think it's going to be one of those things where they, like, make her look dead to get revenge because of what happened to Charlotte. And, like, I don't know, guys. I literally just don't know. All I know is that Hannah isn't dead, and I'm happy that all the ships are back together. We gotta find out what's the deal with Roland. He has an English accent, by the way. People were talking about this on Tumblr. I didn't really look too much into it, but like, he hasn't always had an English accent. What is the accent about? Is he related to someone? Is he like? A lot of people were thinking when they heard the accent that it was gonna be Ren under the mask, but no, it's Roland's. And it's like, what's going on, guys? Still don't know. Still got 1,000,001 questions because this is Pretty Little Liars and everyone has questions. But yeah, the final thing that I want to talk about is the video that Marlene posted on Facebook. Because after I watched the episode, I went on Facebook to check what was going on there before I went to bed. And Marlene had posted a video and she was giving us 4 big spoilers for next season of Pretty Little Liars. And I briefly wanted to discuss them with you guys. So the first one she said is that season 7 is the beginning of the end. As you guys know, Pretty Little Liars said that season 7 was going to be the final season. So yes, this is the beginning of the end. We better get some answers in season 7. Are you ready for this? Next thing is that the girls are going to make the biggest mistake they've ever made in season 7, and that is going to be A's fuel to destroy them, or whatever it is that A does. So yeah, you think that all the things they've done up until this point have been really stupid, but no, they're about to make like an even bigger mistake. Even bigger than lying to A and saying that Hannah was the one that killed Charlotte. Unless that was a mistake that they made that is gonna like fuel A or whatever. But yeah, they still have yet to make the biggest mistake of their lives. Also, apparently, AD is Uber A, and if you guys watched the episode, then you know that AD was the last person to text the girls. And I was thinking about this, and all that came to mind when they said AD was Allison De Laurentiis. And if it's Allison this whole time, like, guys, what? I don't even know. We gotta find out who AD is. Obviously, in my head, we immediately jump to De Laurentiis because at this point it's like, who on the show is not part of the De Laurentiis family? That's another thing that's going on. Not only has everyone in Rosewood been in Radley, everyone in Rosewood is practically a De Laurentiis at this point. So, my mind jumps to a De Laurentiis right away. Don't really know who it could be. Or a Drake. Although technically Drakes and De Laurentiis are related. So, not really sure what's going on there. But someone with the initials AD is Uber A. And the final spoiler that Marlene was able to give us is that this is going to be the most romantic season yet. So we thought that season 6 was going to be romantic. Season 7 is going to be even more romantic. And I can kind of see that because all the ships are getting back together. So there's hope after all for all our ships. In my head, it's kind of like they can't not get all the ships back together because that's one of the big things on the show. Like, we have our ships that we love, and at the end of season 6, Marlene was like, screw that, I'm gonna get everyone with everyone else. And she's just made it complicated, really, by having Caleb get with Spencer. Like, I was kind of sort of agreeing to the Spencer and Caleb thing, only now that they're like getting Hannah and Caleb back together, it's like what's gonna happen to Spencer. So yeah, I don't really know, but I do have high hopes for season 7. I know that it's kind of crazy for me to still have hope at this point, but I'm still enjoying the show for what it is. I'm going along with everything. I'm not questioning it. I know there are a lot of people on Tumblr who question everything that happens on this show and are just over it by now, but I'm still not over it, guys. I say that I'm not gonna get excited about things, and I freak out anyway. Like, I'm still hooked on the show, and I'll be there till the very end because you dedicate your life to the show for so long that you feel like you have to stick it out to the end, and I'm excited. So yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. I'm pretty sure that if I had posted the video that I made last night, it wouldn't make any sense, so I'm really glad I decided to film another video. I haven't even looked at the video that I filmed last night. I just remember that when I was filming it, I literally could not form words, so hopefully this video makes more sense for you guys. I'm gonna go. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments below, as always, what you thought of this Pretty Little Liars episode. Were you surprised at the reveal? Did you already know that that was going to be the twin? Like, what were your thoughts on that? Because, as always, the reveals can go either really well or really horrible, and I kind of like this one way more than I like the Sarah Harvey thing, because we still got to find out what her deal is. And so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I guess I will see you when Pretty Little Liars returns, because we gotta wait till season 7, and I don't really know how I'm gonna do that. I guess I'll just have to rely on my other TV shows to get me by, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Okay, this is the thing that freaked me out the most. Spencer and Caleb. Okay, I think I talked about this in the last Pretty Little Liars video I did, but I don't like them together. I'm a huge Caleb shipper. Like, whenever Ashley Benson and Taylor Blackburn brought out those Caleb Forever shirts, I bought one because I was like, yes, hashtag Caleb Forever.